You're up, babe.
Hey, okay. Hi. Gosh, I haven't done this kind of thing in such a long time. Hey, this is Cindy and Chris. What was that show reading? What was that show where you're like, I see Raylene and Chris, and I see Will and Mike. Um, okay. Well, like I said, we're not going to have our normal inspiration, but I quick pulled something together real fast because Joe and I were going to do a little bit of training tonight as well. So I just wanted to start with a little bit of motivation and a little bit of real talk. This is what I'm going to talk about. Excuse all my Post-its. Anybody's read this yet? The Journey of Riches? I know there are some people on here that have read this. This is Miss Casey Pluff's book that she co-authored. And if you haven't read it yet, A Journey of Riches Making Changes, it is different short stories from different authors talking about basically their journey of riches and struggles and real times that they went through. Casey has an amazing chapter 2. I'm going to give credit to that because I laughed and I cried when I read it. It's an amazing chapter. The other chapter that I told Joe today, this is something that I need to read over and over again. I kind of want to talk about it tonight, is the very first chapter by John Spender. If you haven't read that yet, it's a really powerful introduction to the book. And he talks about 12 principles for making change. And as I was reading those over and over again, there are things that we need to evaluate and play in our own lives, with our personal situations and with our business situations, or situations with our loved ones. It's an amazing, amazing chapter, and I just kind of wanted to touch on a couple things. And what struck me today was something that has been on my mind, and it's been managing negative chatter in your head. I know that we all have that negative mind chatter at times. The things that we say to ourselves, probably in our mind, we would never say to somebody else. We're so hard on ourselves, harder than we are on anybody else. And I'm just going to look at, this is his principle number 3. He talks about that managing that chatter can be really frustrating at times, especially when you're making changes or when you're doing something for the first time. This business, for me, there's been a lot of negative mind chatter from the beginning. And it kind of goes with not taking things personal from John Miguel Ruiz. I had a situation that came up today on Facebook where I asked someone about if they, it was someone reached out to me actually. Let me tell the story in a real quick inversion. A friend from high school reached out to me and asked me about a book party she was having. Just one of those canned messages. I'm doing these books and I want to know if you're interested. These are great books. Yeah, whatever. Well, I've heard this spiel before. I've gotten it from other people and I was just real polite. I came back to her and I was like, I appreciate it. I already used those books. I appreciate you thinking of me. And, of course, I'm going to give my pitch now because I felt it was a safe place in a very nice way. I said, I see you do triathlons and you're very active. This is a person I've known for a very long time. And I said to her, I have this great nutritional program. I'm sure you've seen it on Facebook, but I've always thought about you when I think about the program because I think that it would be a great asset to your triathlons and, with these great performance products. And she came back to me with a little bit of chatter and then just said in a real quick sense, I'm not interested in your nutritional products. Well, I think some people would look at that as, okay, she said no, move on next. And I would like to say that I do the same thing. But of course, in my head, I had this negative mind chatter. Well, why doesn't she want to have anything to do with my nutritional products? What's wrong with my nutritional products? And she must see my post. So what is she thinking of me? Now, what is she thinking about me? Now, what is she talking to somebody else about me? Are they talking about what I'm doing too? And then it just starts to go, all this negative mind chatter. And John Spender talked in the book about changing that with daily affirmations, which, I know that we've talked a lot on our motivation calls about affirmations, I am statements. And when I get in that place, one of the places that I go for my affirmations, and he has it in the book, is that Abraham Esther Hicks, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for me. If you YouTube it, if you've never heard that before, just YouTube, everything is always working out for me. And it's basically a meditation. And it's you're doing the same thing over and over again, but everything is always working out for me. And how just saying those daily affirmations can help bring you back to a place of a positive, to where your mind is not on the negative mind chatter. and feeling, down and defeated about yourself. Another thing that John Spinner talks about in Principle 8 is tap into your inner happy, and how happiness and laughter are really great tools for when you're going through changes. And what we do in this business can be very stressful at times, especially if things aren't going the way that you like, or you're having one of those wall kicking moments. And really the difference between when you're tapping into your happy, and sometimes we're like, well, what makes me feel really good is to go out and buy, I don't know, a handbag, a purse. I'm not that kind of girl, but whatever it is, buy something that you enjoy. And sometimes that kind of instant gratification is the kind that we think that we need, whereas we really need to tap into our inner happy. And that's different. That's the happiness that comes from within. And that's the happiness that we need to tap into. But that is hard. You have to kind of know what that is for you, how to do that. There was something else that I think kind of could help us, and John Spinner talks about, help us tap into that inner happy. And that's having, I'm not trying to say gratitude. I always say we want to be gracious. I always tell the kids, please be gracious, say thank you. It's having gratitude and always being thankful for where we are in the process of our lives, and in every daily thing that we do. I know that there are a lot of people who keep gratification journals, who constantly write what they're grateful for, because if you are reminded daily, hourly, minute by the minute, what you're gracious for. I always say gracious, but I mean what your gratitude. How do you say that?
What you're grateful for?
What you're grateful
there you
for.
Go.
What you're grateful for. If you're reminded of what you're grateful for, then how can you be down about your life? Because we have so many things to be grateful for, from the tiny, minute things to the large things. So I know that one thing that's really helped me, reminded me of being grateful, is writing it down on my daily duties. It's written down. Write 3 messages to people that I am grateful for today. And I cannot tell you, every time I type one of those messages out, I have a smile on my face, because I'm excited for the person to read it, and it also makes me feel good sending that message out. So if you've gotten one from me, just know that, it makes you feel good to have gratitude for other people as well, not just the things that you have in your life, but the people who've been placed in your life for certain reasons. I did too, Cindy. So I kind of want to leave it at that, and just really practice gratitude daily. Practice finding your inner happy, whatever that may be for you, whatever your inner happy is, and just that negative mind chatter. You have to keep a control on that. It has to be something that's in your conscious thoughts, to whisk it away whenever you hear it, or whenever you're saying it to yourself, and whatever thought that is for you. Getting rid of that, whatever that takes. So I just kind of wanted to go there. This is A Journey of Riches. This is a book that Casey co-authored. She's chapter 2. Her chapter is Dance. I think it's Dance Like Everyone's Watching. It's pretty powerful. So if you don't have that, A Journey of Riches, Making Changes.
Awesome. Yeah. So going into, Shannon and I live this stuff every single day, guys. So for those of you that, may look at people in the company, on the team, and think that certain people have it easy, they've got it made. Well, yeah, if I was where they are, such and such, this self-talk that we have, you can't start there. Okay. So where your journey is, all of our journeys are in the middle. We can't judge our journey based on where somebody else so far ahead of us. And I'll use Casey as an example here, because we all look up to Casey and we love her dearly, and her path and where she has gone and who she supports, and the gratitude. I mean, we all have learned a ton from her. And I know that, every time that she mentions a book, or she mentions a website that everybody's writing it down. They're writing it down. Well, what you've got to understand is the journey that it took her to get to that point. We all are on a journey. And to go with the law of attraction again, we talk about, if you're not grateful for what you have right at this moment, and you can't find gratitude in the moment, the universe won't give you more, because it doesn't believe that you can handle it. It's not out of spite. It's not the universe is not evil or good. It's even. And so if you're not happy with what you have now, why would anything else be given? So we have to find the good. And something else for those of us on this journey, if you're just starting out, and I can't say like it's going to take 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. It's a journey. I mean, we've been doing this for 3 years and working the business for 2 now, round about 2, and we're children when it comes to this industry and the personal development and the learning. A lot of us, started with this company learning about personal development. So look at that from a standpoint of I deserve to do personal development every single day. And Casey will tell you that if you're at the beginning of your journey, or if you are quote unquote struggling, then 80% of the time that you have devoted to your day, whatever time that is, whether it's 10 minutes, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 4 hours, 80% of your time should be on personal development, and the rest it'll take care of itself. And then that scale will start to shift. But there is no particular time frame that says, okay, after X amount of time, you're done with that personal development stuff. It is every day, and we have to be able to push down our egos every single day that this stuff happens. And it happens to every single one of us. It happens to us. It happens to Casey. It happens to Jennifer Trinkners of the world. We all have to check ourselves and know where we are. And what will help you, if you're not sure, like if things aren't moving in the right direction, you need to sit down and figure out your mission, your vision for yourself, for your family, whatever it is. And we've talked about this in the past. Don't judge where you are based on somebody else. So if your vision is, oh my gosh, I would love to just have these wonderful products paid for each month. Well, guess what? That's your vision. And how can you help other people make that vision come true for you? It doesn't have to be this grand world vision right at the beginning or your mission. It will grow. It will evolve. So don't judge that where you are, okay? So I know I've hit that enough. So tonight, what we want to talk about is how to set up a new member or a new associate properly, how to get them going in the right direction and, coaching. Because this is the good thing about this, guys. This is a learned thing. And I say that because in the beginning, I was. Shanna's much better than I am, but I was what you called a sponsor monster. And all that means is that all you cared about was getting new people signed up, and you didn't really give them the support because, hey, once you got them in, it was their job to figure out what they needed to figure out because, hey, I did. And that was the kind of person I was, Shannon and I just figured things out. We do things the way we do it. So we kind of went, well, other people can do that too. That's not the case. We have to support people. We have to be the tour guides. We have to help people have a good experience. And I'm going to tell you, the most successful people in Isagenix are the ones that are excellent cleanse coachers. Hands-on cleanse coaching. You cannot do this business, especially when you first start out, okay? Because there are caveats to this, but I'm going to tell you right now, our business is very hands-on, you're confrontational with people in a good way. So you're working with them on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. You're constantly in contact with them. We can't do this stuff digitally, guys. It has been shown that for the average person, this business will not be successful if you try to do it from afar or if you don't try to have contact with people. I've learned that lesson, okay? So let's be hands-on and help people out as much as possible. So what I want to do is I want to pull up my screen here. Let me get this out of the way, and we'll start the slideshow from the beginning. So what we want to also bring up is we've picked things from our coaches, our sponsors, our upline, the Casey's, the Cindy's, the Wendy's, and so many other people all around. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you, and Eric Worre will tell you, do not get discouraged if you don't feel your sponsor or if you don't know who your upline is. People can help you with that. And it doesn't have to be your sponsor. Your sponsor can't do the job for you. They're there to support you. So let's figure out a way to learn this material and do the best you can. So what we're going to be presenting tonight is kind of a foundation, and understanding that you have to find out what works for you. You have to filter how you want to do things, but we're basically giving you the foundation that works for us, and you can tweak this, okay? But once again, it's very hands-on and guiding people in the right direction with this business. I'm going to tell you right now, if you have tried to be very hands-off with one of your new members or new associates, you have probably found out very quickly that they don't stick around quite as long. Okay, so we want to be hands-on, and we want to encourage people to do better. All right, so the first thing we want to do is, as soon as somebody enrolls, so when we enroll somebody, I tell them that very night that I get their information. Okay, and once again, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Shannon and I personally like to gather the information for our new members. We can't call them associates now, because now they're signed up as preferred customers, which is great. Our new program is fantastic. So our new preferred customers, we prefer to be very hands-on, be on the phone, gather their information, get their product choices, get their flavor choices. Because if I can do that, if I can help give them recommendations, help them with their flavor choices, help them kind of figure out what may work best for them, then they're not going to get confused by the enrollment process and get discouraged with that, because I'm doing that for them, putting that information in. That's one way to do it. The other way is, obviously, you can send them to your personal website. So they can obviously enroll there. They're making the choices. They're figuring out the package, based on what you've talked to them about. Or you can contact customer service, and they can do that for you. We just like to do it hands-on. So what I tell them is, after I've gotten all their information, I say immediately to them, okay, this is what's going to happen. You're going to be getting 2 emails. One is from Isagenix, okay? For those of you that are on here, I can't do it right this second. If you could mute yourselves so we don't have the background noise, that'd be awesome. So I tell them they're going to get 2 emails. One is from Isagenix, which is basically just a welcome email saying thanks for enrolling with Isagenix, and their invoice, okay? But then I tell them I'm going to turn right around and immediately send you another email. I tell them where the email is going to be coming from, and we're going to go into more detail about this, but this is the information that we have in our email. And by the way, at HIA Coaching, the second point on here, it gives you an example of an email, okay? Now, I'm going to make a caveat on this, and most people will tell you that people do not read their emails. So this is why I tell them that this is coming. But even then, it doesn't matter. They're probably still not going to read. I have 36,000 emails in my email inbox, so I know I don't see all my emails. So this is why you have to be very hands-on and talk to them about, do you prefer text? Do you prefer email? How would you like to be contacted? Because we want to make sure we give you the support that you need. But these are the things that are on the email that I send, and I try to walk through, and Shannon does walk through this with people, but we want to make sure that if we haven't done it, we add them to the Facebook support page. So whether it's Have It All, or for those of you in Fit and Free, by the way, we're all part of the same team, but we have 2 separate sites. So we make sure they're added to that page for support. We make sure they know HIA Coaching, which for those on Fit and Free, we are working to have a Fit and Free coaching site, which will be essentially the same information. But this is where you coach people. And by the way, I think there's some confusion on the HIA Coaching. Shannon's going to go into more detail about it, but a lot of people think this is just for people that are interested in the business, and it is not. It is for every single person that you enroll, because the very first tab that she will talk about tonight is called Product Users, and it gives them all the support that they need. So every single one of your people should be introduced to this HIA Coaching site. I also have a link on there for the IsaBody Challenge. Guys, this is not just for people that think they're going to win $25,000. This is for accountability. This is for support. This is to help them stay motivated, all right? But the statistics show that people that join the IsaBody Challenge, they're in it for 4 months. So your retainability for your client is going to be a lot longer if they know that they have a vested interest in being in the program. The email also has the how-to videos, how to do a 30-day program. It's got their link to walking through their back office, which we Shannon will go into that, but we actually walk them through their back office at another time. And then we talk about the new associate interview. The new associate interview, once again, is not just for business builders, because we don't always know who is going to build. Okay. I can tell you, most of the people that are probably in this group, Shanna's one of them, I know she is, had no interest in the business. All right. So you never know. But the new associate interview is for you to help support people on their journey. And they're going to basically tell you how they want to be supported, what their goals are in this journey. So you can have this in your file. And so when they start to maybe have a tough time or they're struggling, you can remind them, okay, listen, remember back when you filled out that new associate interview and you said that you wanted to be able to play with your kids or your grandkids, or you wanted to be able to run that 5K. Well, listen, let's keep going. We can do that. It's for motivation. Okay, guys? Did you want to add anything to that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's make sure we don't have any questions. Nope. All right, cool. So we are moving along. Now, this is what Shanna specializes in, and we talk about a 3-way Zoom. We recommend doing this with every single person that you enroll. Once again, do not judge whether you think somebody is going to just use products or be part of the business. We offer solutions, and every single person needs to go through this step. So Shanna will talk about this.
And even though we put the new associate interview and the HIA coaching on the email, I still go over it with people and make sure, because a lot of times they haven't been there yet or haven't seen it. So usually for a welcome call, I do the welcome call as a Zoom, and I normally do it right when they get their box. Sometimes a little bit before they get their box. I schedule it right when I'm on the phone taking an order. I go ahead and schedule it. I have found that it really helps get a lot of confusing questions out of the way, and it just helps set them up for success. So the very first thing, and this is a great time, if you have never introduced them to anybody else from Isagenix, your coach, your friend, anybody that uses the program, anybody on your team, this would be a great time to get somebody else on the Zoom with you. For the most part, I do 3-way calls with people in my team, so they've already met somebody on the team. If you're on here, if you go ahead and mute yourself, I think we have some you got it? Okay. So the very first thing would be just to take that new associate interview and ask them the questions. I mean, the whole process of this welcome Zoom takes about 15 minutes. So ask them the questions. If you've never seen that before, do yourself a favor and look at it. Basically, ask them what their goals are, why it's important for them to reach those goals, who's their accountability, and if they have anybody else they think who they would like to join, join them on their road. The other thing I do is I do a screen share and show them through the HIA coaching. Go under the product tab. There are great videos for them to watch right there. Casey's even done a video about cleansing, and there are great little PDF files about what to expect when you're cleansing. I talk them through all of those. There's a diabetic guide, there's a breastfeeding and pregnancy guide. If you've never seen those, I just very quickly go down through that whole page on product user's guide with them, just to make sure that they understand it. There is, on that same page, as Joe said, there is a link to their back office, and there's a link to the IsaBody Challenge. At this time, if they haven't signed up for the IsaBody Challenge, I tell them to send me your pictures, and I'm going to go ahead and do it for you. Because a lot of times it's just a time thing. Go ahead and take your pictures. If they don't have a newspaper, use a timestamp camera-free app on your phone, and let me go ahead and do it for you. So I have them send me their pictures that night so I can go ahead and do it for them. I go ahead and take them in their back office and let them look, but I don't show them anything about their auto ship at that point. I just let them know. A lot of times people are concerned that they still have an auto ship, and I don't know how other people do it, but Joe and I put $1 to Make-A-Wish in their auto ship cart when we sign them up, just so they're not getting another 30-day system that they might not want or be ready for at that point.
And listen, make sure that you follow, like I said, that's one way we do it. Follow your sponsor or your upline, whatever you do. I just know that we've been burned in the past. And what I mean by that is we have all great intentions of wanting to help people, and we go to contact them. And if we have put another 30-day system in their back office and they don't return our calls, they won't get back on the phone, even though we're telling them. And then they get that next 30-day system and they didn't want it. It's a problem, so it doesn't really help your cause any to be sneaky about that and throw that in there. if you've never talked to them about it. So like I tell them, listen, this is a controlled auto ship. You're not responsible for another 30-day system. We have to put one thing in your back office in your auto ship, but even that you don't have to pay for if you control it. It's $1 to Make-A-Wish. So worst case scenario is you gave to a good cause. But just follow what your upline or sponsor does, but just make sure you cover yourself and you don't have that somebody getting upset.
The other thing that's done on the welcome Zoom is the 14-day talk that Tracy O'Malley does. I don't do it exactly the same. I sort of wrote out a shortened version, but I basically let them know that, yeah, we're going to go into that. I basically let them know you might hate me for a while, but the air will clear and things will start to be all smelling like flowers after 5 or 6 days. So kind of do that with them. And then the very last thing is I talk to them about sharing and accountability. This is the second time they've heard it because usually I talk to them about it when they sign up. I try to get them accountability partners, see if they're interested in posting on Facebook. If they haven't done this at this point, I let them know that there is a rebate program with Isagenix. It's called You Share, They Share, Repeat. I go into it a little bit, but then I tell them I'm going to send the video to them and I kind of follow up. So that's that's the last part of what that Zoom would look like, and it usually takes about 15 or 20 minutes. Then any question that they have about their pack, that's when we answer it right there, and then they're ready to begin.
And something to go into, guys. So this is very important to me. And I know that when we get started doing this, I'm assuming that most people that are on this call right now are wanting to build some sort of business. That's why you're wanting to learn how to coach people. You're wanting to, show up and be involved in this. So this is why I'm saying this. We offer 5 solutions in Isagenix. Okay. We're not a weight loss company. I know that most people start out with some form of weight loss solution, which is just, it's percentages. That's the way the world is going right now. People are looking for better health through weight loss. And so energy, performance, weight loss, healthy aging, wealth creation. It doesn't have to be weird when you're asking people for accountability partners. You do not have to say, hey, you want to join my business? You want to be part of my business? You ready to work 5-6 hours a day? You ready to spend all your time doing this? Hey, I can help you make $5,000. Stop. Just help people. Their main concern, and this is why you do the new associate interview, their concern is what they're concerned about, okay? People most often are not going to come out. It's very rare that somebody will come right out and tell you that they have financial problems unless you have really shown them that you care, that you are somebody that they can trust. Most people are talking about their health, their weight, their not being able to move very well. So you don't want to bring up, hey, I can help you make $5,000 in 6 weeks, whatever it is. You want to help them with accountability partners. And really it's just as simple as saying something like, hey, listen, we have found that the people that are most successful using the products are people that have friends that share the experience with them. And listen, it's a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you're not doing anything to your friends. Some people love it. If they don't love it, they're going to get their money back, so you're not going to get your feelings hurt. And let me tell you something. If you want to go look at my page, I posted something on my page. We all do network marketing every single day of our lives. If you don't believe me, look up the stupid unicorn shake from Starbucks. Every single person in the US and probably around the world was posting something about this nasty unicorn frap from Starbucks. Okay, so if you don't think that Starbucks was jumping up and down with all of us people, probably they loved even the ranting and raving that we had, because guess what? That gave them more attention, and it got, I guarantee you the people that were mad about the unicorn shake sold Starbucks millions of shakes. Okay, so that is word of mouth marketing. We all do it. So don't make it weird that we're sharing something that we love, because if you don't love it, you're not going to share it. But if you do love it, don't your friends deserve to hear about something that you love? We do it every day. Okay.
Well, the other thing about accountability too is for, I do notice the people that have accountability are the people that are most successul. It's not that I haven't had
using the products.
Yeah, it's not that I haven't had successful people that are using the products, but usually after 2 weeks, I have a lot of people who tend to poop out if they don't have accountability. So with that new associate interview, you're getting them to think about who they'd like to join them. And then further on down in your talk, you're talking about you share, they share. So a week or two after they start feeling good, if they don't have any accountability partners, that's when you can say, hey, remember when you wanted your friend Susie to join with you and you're having such great results? Let's send Susie a message. Why don't you send Susie a message and see if she's interested now? Because you have already put it in their heads, and everybody deserves. I mean, if I wouldn't have had him to do it with, I would have failed miserably. So
yeah. It's easy to quit something when you don't have people that want to help you. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And by the way, the new associate interview can be found not only at HIA Coaching, but if you just did a Google search, Isagenix new associate interview, it'll come up. It's just a PDF. Okay, so it's very easy to find. All right. So the next thing we want to talk about, this is key, and I'm learning to talk about this. We have to set the right expectations for people. There is a video on YouTube that, please, first of all, do not share this with your people. This needs to come from your mouth so that they know that you understand how they feel. But Tracy O'Malley, who is Isagenix, did an amazing 14-day talk. She does this with every single one of her people. This is about being real, and this is about being vulnerable and letting people know, listen, guys, I've been there. This is what you're going to experience. So on day 1 through 4, it's probably going to be a little challenging, because guess what? Change is challenging. Your body is going to start instantly, and that's what's great about Isagenix. But it's unsettling for some people that it is so fast that they start to feel a difference. They've cut out the sodas, they've cut out the fast food, and in a couple of days, their body starts to go through withdrawal symptoms. So there's going to be some detox symptoms. That's where the HIA coaching comes in. But you tell them days 1 through 4, it's probably going to be hard. You're probably going to feel a little crappy, and you're probably not going to like me very much. But guess what? That's okay. We've been there. I've been there. I understand how you feel. But on day 5, right around that time, you're probably going to wake up feeling really good and have a great night's sleep. And that proverbial fog will probably start to lift. So if you can push yourself through the first 5 days, and by the way, this is just what we do. The package that comes with Isagenix, and I'm not saying this, the package that comes with Isagenix almost immediately says 2 shake days and then start your cleanse. We don't recommend that from our standpoint, because it's really, I mean, you talk about people that they're already having a little bit of a challenge, getting rid of the things, making a lifestyle change, and then you're saying go into a cleanse immediately. It doesn't mean they can't. They can certainly do that. But what we recommend on our end is do at least 5 shake days. Start to get that pH balance, start to get your body accustomed to having that great nutrition in there, and start to feel what it feels like, then start the cleanse, okay? But on day 7, you tell them, man, you're probably going to feel amazing. Your body's going to start doing things that you had no idea. You came in for X, Y, Z, but pay attention to the other things that may be happening. Your attitude, your stress levels, your sleep, your workouts. Do you want to start working out? Because a lot of people start having great energy, and now they want to start putting that energy somewhere and say, listen, be careful. You might want to start working out. So it's okay. Start doing that. On day 10, they're going to realize, listen, you're probably going to want to put this in your body forever. So because you're going to want to do that, we're going to be talking about some things in a few days. So on day 14, people are going to start noticing. I mean, honestly, within the first week to 2 weeks, people will notice a change. They will see it in your face. They'll probably start noticing a change in how your skin looks. They'll notice how your eyes are open up wider. You're just more aware. Okay. They're going to notice these things. That's okay. You don't have to say anything at that point, but they are going to probably start asking. So be aware of that. So this is where you can start talking about the sharing and the accountability. So if somebody says, oh my gosh, what have you been doing? I've been doing this nutrition program. It's awesome. And then just leave it at that. And you got to give me some more information. Well, you know what? I'm pretty new at this, but the person that helped me out, if you would be okay with it, what I can do is I can, put you in a conversation with them. That'd be fantastic. What I don't recommend, and I'm going kind of off script here, but what we don't recommend, and we see this a lot, is that verbal vomit. Okay. So somebody goes, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Well, let me tell you, it's undenatured whey protein. It's going to have complex carbohydrates, minerals. It's going to be these cows. These cows, they don't have any hormones in them. They don't have any pesticides. But somebody told me that we got this cleanse. It's got aloe vera in it. It's got ashwagandha, and we got this drink. It's liquid. Shh, you got to be quiet, guys. You got to let it just settle down. And by all means, don't talk about price at that point, because it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean we're trying to be sneaky. Don't talk about price, because it's not relative at that point, because we have different options for different people. Let the person that you're doing a three-way call with kind of assess the situation, find out what that person's doing. There's great files in the back office. I know in our Fit and Free page and my page, we've got what does it cost? And it's just a conversation you can have with somebody. We're going into, what are they normally eating? What if they replace 2 meals with that? How much would that cost them? Well, great. We've got a package that can handle that. But it doesn't matter to go into that yet, okay?
I think one of my favorite follow-up questions is, how are you feeling? I love that one.
Yeah.
Not like how much weight have you lost, but how are you feeling?
Yeah, because it may not be the weight loss for them.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So here's where we talk about the sharing and accountability.
Yeah. This is just the end of the 14-day talk, and Lynn Hagedorn does it best. If you've ever heard her do it, who do you love more than anything that you want to help? And she talks about, both the ladies do this, but groups of 3 are great to start with. I like to say 1 friend, 1 family member. Definitely talk up that 30-day money-back guarantee, because I think that helps a lot of people. They don't realize until later on, after they started, that they've saved money, because they're putting out all the money out at the beginning of the month on their groceries. So that kind of helps to know, well, if I don't like it, I can get my money back. And it's just about helping and sharing something that you love with somebody else. And so you'll have a lot of people that say, well, my friend, she wants to see my results first before she starts. And my answer to that is always, well, tell her that you need her now. Like, I can appreciate her wanting to see where you go, but you need her assistance now. And
why do you want to be behind me? Why don't you want to ride with me? That's the great place to start. Why do you want me to be ahead of you with results? So, and because you're not doing something to somebody, you're simply sharing an idea. You're sharing a nutrition concept with them that works, that they have a 30-day money-back guarantee just like everybody else. There's really nothing to lose. But if they did it with you, then, oh my gosh, we can do this together. I'll help you out. We can, meal prep together and do all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic.
Well, I know that seemed like a lot. That's done in the welcome call and a welcome Zoom, but that typically takes about 15 minutes.
We're obviously going into much greater detail, but watch the video, learn how to say it yourself, and use your words. But you're setting the tone for, listen, this is how your next 2 weeks is going to be. I've been there. I understand how you're going to feel, and we've got other people that have felt that way too. Push through it. You can do it, because your goals are X, Y, Z, and we want you to reach those. All right. And another big thing is doing the auto ship walkthrough. It's very important for people to understand how they can manage their account, how they are in control of their auto ship, how they can order outside of auto ship, and how they can change the dates on the auto ship. They are in complete control, but we have to let them know this.
Yeah, and this for me is something that, like, I type these things up. Like, this comes directly, my questions, and I have them on a laminated sheet, because when I'm doing a walkthrough on AutoShip, I want to make sure that I've asked them poignant questions, and I want to ask them what they like about, what do you like about the program? How do you feel about your results? A lot of times people haven't reached their goal, but then we talk about what are your next 30 days going to look like? And this is before we've even gone to the page. Have you thought about what your next 30 days look like, and help them figure out what plan would be right for them? If they've done the full 30, then they probably need another 30 days or a 3-day custom. And so we just kind of talk about that. Then I take them into their auto ship. They've already been before into their back office, because I've shown them how to register for the Ice Body and kind of dabbled there for just a minute or two. But show people how to manage their auto ship. Show people how to add products to their auto ship. I even show them, listen, sometimes I just want to place an order because my auto ship's not ready to come out. This is how you place an order. This is how you add products to auto ship. This is how you push your auto ship off if you ever need to. This is how you turn it off, because I don't want people to ever feel like they're stuck. Of course, I'd rather them stay on auto ship, but this is how you turn it off. Customer service number right here, or you can do a live chat with somebody. And I show them the ins and outs of that part of ordering, just so they don't ever feel stuck and they know what to do.
Awesome. And so one of the biggest things that will help you out is you have to keep things organized. And we have come up with a system that works for us.
Well, and go back for just a second and just thinking like, when do you do this? And this is not done during the welcome call. This is usually done about the end of the third week. When they're going to want to start thinking about the week before their auto ship goes out, they're going to want to start thinking about their next 30 days. And this is done as a phone call normally for me.
Yeah, and this is a great place to do a Zoom. So you can pull up their back office. And by the way, for those of you that don't have your own Zoom account, I'm assuming everybody on here does. I think you have to. But you can do a one-on-one Zoom with somebody. You do not have to have a special account. You do not have to have an upgraded account. You don't have to pay for that account. And you can go for unlimited time if you're just talking to one other person, which that's great, okay? But if you have like a three-way Zoom and you don't have the pro account, you have 40 minutes. That's plenty of time to do these. So don't think that you have to pay for a monthly fee to be able to use Zoom. Zoom is the next best thing to actually sitting down with somebody and talking, because you can understand their facial expressions.
I totally forgot the show product spotlight, but everybody has their favorite products, and so I just show them. Go under Targeted Solutions and Daily Health. You'll find the Isogenic screens. That's something that we add to our Shake Daily, and sleep support. There's just certain things that we show them. And along that same line, your first month is a lot of hand holding with someone if you want to really coach them. After that, you're not quite touching base with them as often. But one thing that we found that works really well is when someone's auto ship is coming up, I like to send people a general reminder that their auto ship is coming up. But the way that I like to do that is I send them a product spotlight for that month. And maybe the product spotlight is, a certain concoction drink that we found, like, Hulk juice, or, the E-Shot mixed with the hydrate, or maybe it's just a new product, whatever, say, hey, such and such, I noticed that your auto ship's going out this week. I just wanted to show you one of my favorite products. This is X, Y, and Z, you use it here, and just to keep up with people monthly who are on auto ship is a great way to, and also, spotlight some products.
Yeah. If you start doing that if you start that at the very beginning, it'll be something that just becomes second nature to you. So like every Sunday, we sit down, we look at our back office, we look at all the auto ships that are coming up for that week. And starting on Monday, we start to send out those private messages. And it's the same message. So we use the same product. We figure out what product we want to highlight that week, and we send it to everybody at the beginning of the week so they can start looking. And it helps people know that there's other products, there's other solutions. Hey, I never even thought about that. Yeah. Let me take a look at that. It gets them thinking. So how do we manage these people? Shannon and I, we stole this from Emily Vavra. She did this at Celebration last year, and we thought, man, that's a great way to do it. So what you see here on the left-hand side are the things that we want to make sure that we get across to people that are signing up with us. This top half up here, I don't know if you can see that. So this top half up here is just for product users. Okay, that's all the things we want to go through with product users. Down at the bottom, if people have shown business interest, this is what we do. Okay, so how do we manage that? So you see over here this big board. This is just on our closet, and it's right behind, as you see, all the little sticky notes. And so anybody that signs up in that 30 days, we put a little Post-it at the top with their name, with their enrollment date, and then we use the little tiny Post-it notes, and we start to put Post-it notes when we've done that task for that person. So that's how we keep up with it. Now, you can do this on a piece of paper. You can do this on an Excel spreadsheet, but we are visual people, and like we need it in our face so we know that we've gotten to that. Oh, we still have a couple of areas we need to get on this person. Let's do that. So that's how we manage that.
And then the bottom part. There's also a little area over here on the side too. Circle that. That's just how we keep up with our business builders, who's consultant, who's manager, director, executive too, just on that board as well.
Yep. All right. I got a question, I think. Let's see. Awesome. Thank you.
Spreadsheet. Could
you possibly, well, this isn't, I don't have this in a spreadsheet. I can send out the picture, but like I said, we don't use this as a spreadsheet. We literally, this is a full closet door. This is 4 poster boards that we have done this with. So you would just have to plug this information for whatever works for you. Like I said, this is how you coach people. And you can create this on a spreadsheet. That's how we do it. 15 tabs by 15 tabs. Okay. Well, you talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That just happens to be the people we've enrolled for that 30 days. Okay. There's not a magic number up there. I mean, it could be 3 up here. It could be 20, could be 20 up here. It just depends on how many people you've enrolled in that 30 days. We don't keep these people up here. Once we've gotten them through all of their Post-its,
we try to squish them down below.
Then if they're ready for business, then we throw them down here. If they're not, then they get removed from that page at the top. Yeah, so because we've gone through everything with them.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Yeah, so we release them like mama birds. But I mean, we're still in contact with them, but we've gone through everything that we have to coach them on, and now we just stay in contact. Okay, awesome. Any other questions? Yeah, that was the last. Okay. That was the last line.
Any questions?
Awesome.
Where did we get all the ones out of them?
I think so.
But we look like we need.
Yep.
Post-its up there.
Awesome. All right. Well, listen, guys, have an awesome week. Stay positive. Do your gratitude. Be grateful. Reach out to people. It works. All right. So stay positive and just realize that all this stuff that we talk about, everything that everybody's done, you can learn it. Everything is learned, and we're still learning. Okay. But it's something that you do have to be active on. But everybody have an awesome week. We appreciate you coming, and we will definitely see you this week.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks so much. Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Bye-bye.